Mine's the exact opposite.
Come here for a minute.
Yeah?
Come here for a minute. What'd you say?
Here?
Yeah, that's fine. And look to the audience.
Okay.
Tell them your dog story if you don't mind. I mean, if it's personal, don't.
No.
But
Yeah, he just hurt his back.
that ain't all.
And I had to take him to the emergency room.
That ain't all.
And yeah, now he's on medication and he seems to be doing better.
And that ain't all.
And
They gave him a shot.
oh yeah, they did give him a shot of methadone, which was scary because he was shaking. Right. And yeah, that was scary. I was scared about that. I don't know.
Did they do it?
Yeah, I probably should.
When you take the dog to the dog emergency, they give them a blood pressure. They test the blood pressure and everything.
Yeah. They do all the vitals. Yeah. 30 seconds. So we might have to give him an MRI and some.
Dog, so they can take money from you. Good morning, welcome to fellowship. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you all so much for being with me. You can get involved by going to the chat line on YouTube, chat line, something like that. And Hake will get to your questions and comments. All right. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. How's everybody? So elections are over. Hallelujah. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of talking about them. I'm tired of people fighting about them. Family turned against family, friends against friends. What a mess. But it's over. Are y'all happy it's over?
Yes.
Whomever you voted for or didn't vote for, are you happy a person won?
Yeah.
All right. So can y'all be quiet for the next 4 years about it?
Yes. Just starting.
Just started? Meaning what?
We're just seeing he's going to go into office, and then we'll see what happens next.
Right.
Nothing's over.
But you can see by being quiet,
Yes.
right?
I'll be quiet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing. What a mess. Nobody like nobody now. It's all split now down the middle, like never before. Isn't that amazing? So, I'm excited about something. I don't know what. But anyway, any questions? Comments? Yes, sir. Is that Alexis?
Yeah,
That doesn't look like you anymore. What happened?
I got a haircut.
Oh, you got a haircut?
Yeah,
And what
that's it. It's straight.
a what?
It's straight and it's cut.
Oh, that's why you look so different.
Yeah.
You look like Cher.
Like Cher?
Remember Cher?
I do.
My father married a Cherokee. My mother, people were ashamed of me. You look like an Indian squaw.
Oh, because her hair was straight and it was long and she had the bangs. That's
Yeah,
right.
and Nick looked like Sonny.
Do I look younger?
Do you look younger?
Yeah.
I can't see you. You
real
look black.
Look real hard.
Yeah, you look different.
Just say yes.
Yes.
Thanks.
Make me loud stage at church. No, I'm playing. You know, a little older, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
think
it's
of it that way. I just didn't recognize you.
I know.
Did you recognize her when you saw her? Did you remember she belonged to you? But it's not bad at all. It's not, I just didn't recognize you.
Nice.
Amazing. But anyway, yes, sir.
Okay. Once somebody asked you if they should act or not act on a situation, and you said, "Do nothing," or "Do neither." You said, "Do neither." And
I never used the word neither. I use the word nothing. Nothing. White people use the word neither.
Well, I thought the point was to not even like choose to do nothing or to act. I mean, to act or to act, not act.
Right.
And I was wondering if you could elaborate on that, because that's something that's stuck with me since you've said it.
Let's say that you want to move, but you're not sure if you want to move. It's just you're thinking about it. Look like the situation make it look like you should move, but you're not sure. Don't move until you see so you see clearly that you should move. And when you make the move, you're gonna make a perfect move. You won't regret it later. Or if you and your wife are fighting, a girlfriend and wife are fighting, and you feel like, you think sometimes, I want to get rid of it. I'm so sick of this woman. I'm just going to leave her. Or I'm not sure if I'm going to leave her, but I'm at this, right? Don't do it. Just stop the fighting. Excuse me. Don't argue with her or anything, and just start quietly working on yourself, and the situation will work itself out. Because if you decide to move, to break up from her on your own, all you will do is run into the same situation. Because you have not grown from it, you've grown into it.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yeah. Human beings are afraid not to make a decision. They're literally afraid not to. And that's why they always feel they have to do something. Last night I was talking to my uncle on the phone, and he asked me, was it wrong for Kamala Harris to run for president? He voted for Kamala. I'm like, no, it was neither wrong nor right. He's like, that's not the answer. I'm like, yes, it is. She wanted to run, she ran. It's not wrong nor right. And so stop making decisions, you start having a life. And stop practicing, decisions about going to work, what you want for dinner, blah, blah, blah. Is it hard to live without making decisions? Doing nothing?
I'd say so, yes. There seems to be a gray line between what is practical and what isn't, I would say.
Really? How's that?
Well, there's certain dilemmas that are not practical, but are more moral in a sense, like when you're dealing with people.
What's more dealing with people?
Like, let's say, I kind of already know the answer to this, but let's say your like friends are acting in an immoral way, or doing some evil thing, and you're like, why are they doing this? But I already know that you don't act in that situation. You just watch and you don't judge, and that's been the best outcome for me.
Give me an example of a friend acting in an immoral way.
Well, let's say like they're smoking pot around you and they
Right.
can't stop. Like maybe they're even like, hey, I got to stop smoking pot. And they're like doing it.
Right.
And in that situation, it's not like you can force them, I guess. It's kind of up to them how they want to deal with it.
With the pot there?
Sure. With the pot thing.
And what is moral about that, or immoral?
It's immoral to destroy yourself, I guess,
How's that?
because it's evil,
What's evil about destroying yourself?
because you're not setting yourself straight in the orderly way, the way that God wants you to be,
And how's that evil?
because you're setting yourself on a path of destruction when you could be.
And how does God want you to be? How does God want you to be?
I suppose it's not up to us to know that with words and knowledge, really.
So then how would you know if the person is setting themselves the way God wants them to be or not?
You wouldn't, it's not up to you, I guess, ultimately, to
Right.
decide.
And so if somebody's smoking pot, let them smoke pot and have no opinion about it. Can you live a life with no opinion about it? Anything?
I can, yes, I think so.
Yeah. So if somebody's smoking pot and they offer you some of the pot, you don't want, oh no, thank you, I don't want it. But they want to smoke, let them smoke like a chimney. You know what I mean?
I know.
You don't have a right to have an opinion about other people's life at all, period.
I've completely stopped doing that, yeah. I don't like gossip anymore.
You don't gossip anymore?
Yeah, I don't, and
You
I
used to
don't
gossip?
welcome it. Yeah, when I was in middle school or something, sure.
In middle school?
long time ago. Long time
later.
ago.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, so you have no obligation to someone else in their life. You have no, you're not the brother keeper. You have no, somebody want to screw up their life however they want to do it. You should be able to look at it and feel nothing about it, but have no opinion at all about it, period. If you notice, God doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's not up there, oh Lord, don't do it. This person's so wrong. Oh, look, Jesus, look how he's doing it. You just have cafe mocha, and they get up in the morning, and they talk, and Jesus asks the Father, what do you want for breakfast? He's like, oh, I want 8 bites, bacon bite from cafe mocha, right? And they get coffee, and while he's going to get the coffee, or maybe they have Uber bring it by now. Is it called Uber? Joy asked somebody, and they bring it over now. They don't have to go out. And so they turn the TV on, and they look at us and make a fool of ourselves. But they have no opinion about it. Likewise, you should do the same. That make sense?
I understand, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Amazing. Anybody else? Yes.
I've heard you say many times there's only right and wrong.
Right.
Isn't that a judgment?
No.
It's not.
It's only a judgment if you think you know what right and wrong is.
Right.
And right and wrong is a battle between good and evil, right? But you don't know human beings don't know what right and wrong is. They're more acquainted with wrong than they are right because they were born into wrong. And they don't know what right is at all. So they start making up ideas about what right is. Don't do this, don't do that, don't act this way, don't act that way, don't treat me this way. They're making up from what they've been taught, reading the Bible or their parents told them or somebody. That's why it doesn't work, because they're making up ideas about what right is. Because they're wrong, their nature is wrong. They have no idea what right is. That's why it doesn't work.
Then how do you do right if you don't have no idea what it is?
By getting rid of all your ideas about what it is. When you can get rid of all your ideas about right and wrong, you would do right. You would be right and do right. But you gotta let all the ideas go. It's just like nobody know who God is, but they say they do. From reading the Bible, what someone said, what they've been taught, what they've learned, but it's just ideas about God and it doesn't work. But when you can forget about God, forget about him, stop thinking about him, you should know him. Because all your ideas would disappear and you should know the Father. But as long as you think you know him, you're not going to ever know him. Isn't that amazing? You're never going to know him by thinking that you know him. Thinking that you know God is a sign that you don't know God. That's why you're miserable. How can you know God and still be angry? How can you know God and be lonely, jealous, envy, revengeful, have fear, have doubt, have worries? How can you know God and have that? That's not peace. Christ came that we may have perfect peace. There's no peace in that. But you know God. Stop thinking about him and then you'll know him. And forget about your little morals and values. Nobody has any. That makes sense?
Yeah.
They don't have, your mama don't have, your dad. If you notice how your mama treats you when she's mad at you, or if you don't do it her way, She get mad and go off, right?
No,
She's mama.
I don't have that problem with my mom.
Not now because you growing up.
Yeah.
But my point is, nobody knows what morals and values are. Let them go, and then you have them. You got to let go so you can live. You got to totally surrender. Then you can live. Until you surrender, you're not going to live. It will always be a fight in your life. If someone don't want to play with you, okay, bye. I don't want to play either. You have a right not to want to play. You don't have a right. It's like in this election time. Everybody that voted for Camilla were mad at the people that voted for Trump. And everybody that voted for Trump were mad at the people that voted for Camilla. They were mad. I'm like, why are you mad at someone because they decided to vote that way? What does that have to do with you? And then both sides are saying, well, if Camilla wins, it's over. The world going crazy, right? And then they said, Trump wins, the world going crazy. It's all over. Everything's going to mess up. I was like, everybody sound alike and don't even know it because you're not aware. Your world will be fine no matter what happens out there in the world. You take care of you and you'll be fine. God loves us. What? That makes sense a little bit?
Yeah.
Nice. Any question about that?
Mm-mm.
Do you know what it means to totally surrender? Let go?
I think so.
And what does it mean?
To just watch myself, I guess, would be it. Not have any judgments or opinions.
That's what it means to totally let go?
Yeah.
I'm glad the question came up. I bet you nobody knows.
Totally surrender.
Right. When you can totally surrender, you can be free. When you have no more fight, you can be free. As long as you're fighting, you're going to be enslaved. God did not plan for us to fight. We're not supposed to fight with one another, or we're not supposed to fight with ourselves. It's abnormal. That's why you lose. But I'll get into more of that in a minute. All right? Right here, I saw your hand.
I have a question. This is something that I've seen throughout my life. People will make promises to God in return for whatever it is. Like, it could be something as basic as, if you get me through this, God, I'll fill in the blank.
All right.
Should you keep those promises if you make those?
Well, first of all, you're not making a promise to God. You're making it to Satan, calling him God. That's why you're lying. Because you say, oh, God, keep me alive for 3 years. And you're like, okay, I promise I'll serve you. Right?
Yeah.
And on that 4th year, you make it through that 3rd year, and then the 4th year, you forget about God. Oh, God, if you just let me make it through this one ordeal, I promise to never get mad again. You go right back again. Or you get so drunk, or you get caught on the freeway. Oh, God, if you don't let me get a ticket right now, I will never do it again. And the next night, you're out drunk driving again. You are making them to say, you can't make promises to God like that. He doesn't operate that way.
Right.
So it's a false promise. But you just feel good, though, making that promise, feel good. And then you run around and tell everybody, oh, I made a promise to God. If you save me, Lord, I'll serve you until the day I die. And everybody applaud. Now you feel all good, a good thrill, and you lie to yourself. Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
You don't need to do that with God. He already knows. He knows more about you than you know about yourself. All right? Did you do the assignment this week?
I tried.
Hold on a minute. Anybody who did the assignment this week? Who didn't do it? Oh. Good. Why did you do it? in the pink. I come back, hold on to the mic.
Because I had no opportunity. It was shaking your boots, right?
Yes.
And I didn't have an opportunity to shake in my boots. Nothing.
Really?
Yeah, nothing.
So the whole week, not one
No,
chance came?
no.
Really?
My life has been amazing.
Your
It
what?
is. It's been amazing.
Your life, you say?
Since I've been working on myself, it's been amazing.
I heard, you take care of dogs, right? Uh-huh. Your job is to. Uh-huh. Where you work, you clean dogs.
I do haircuts.
Okay.
I style dogs.
What do you think about a person? A style dog. Isn't that amazing? What do you think about people who dog gets sick? They take them to the emergency room. And the dog has to take a shot because the dog's in pain. Morphine shot. Morphine shot means like you're dead. And then they get the dog medication. Okay, take this medication for a week. What do you think about people who treat dogs like that?
I mean, I think if you have a pet, for myself, like I had a dog that was really, really sick, but I didn't take her to the vet. Because I'm personally more into natural ways of healing.
Meaning leave them outdoors, let them roll around.
No,
let them eat the grass.
My dog does eat grass, but I mean, I think people they want to do whatever they can because their connection to their pet. So they think that they're doing whatever they can to help. I've had some, when I first started.
I'm gonna open up me a dog hospital.
When I first started in my career, I had a customer who had a cat that was like 21 years old and it had cancer, and they had their cat on chemotherapy.
Okay. I mean, but anyway, you didn't do it. Go ahead.
I just wanted to share something real quick. So I haven't been here for like a couple of weeks, and it's because the last Sunday that I was at church, when I went home, my car was parked outside and somebody crashed into it and totaled it. And so I looked outside. I heard the crash. Me and my son heard the crash. My dog started barking.
My son and I.
My son and I.
I am learning the white way of speaking. It's everybody and their mama, not everybody and their mama. Oh, but go ahead.
So we looked outside and I couldn't, because I'm upstairs, so I couldn't see. So we went downstairs. All the neighbors came out and everything because it was loud, but the person kept going. They didn't stop. And so.
Probably illegal alien.
Probably.
With no insurance.
Probably.
We love the illegals. Y'all just going back home. No.
So I went downstairs and looked at my car. It was all damaged on the driver's side. And so then I went upstairs. Like my neighbor, she tried to get the license plate. She seen it happen, but she couldn't get it. So I went back upstairs and like immediately, like within the first 10 minutes of it happening, when I went upstairs, I was talking to my son and I was like making a joke or something and laughing. And he looked at me crazy and he's like, "Oh, you happy your car got crashed?" And I was like, "No, but I'm happy that I could see that I didn't feel anything. Like
Right
I didn't
on.
have any attachment or anything. And I just did what was in front of me to do."
Right on. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
And it's been going like that. Like when I step out of the way, when I don't have anything, and it's not even me. Like because I was aware, because I've been practicing watching, I see that it's not me. I'm not doing anything. It's just happening naturally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Really.
I am.
You haven't seen anything yet?
Yeah.
Amazing. Nice. Bill, did you do?
I have no fear.
Take the assignment. I mean, Mike. Did you
since-
do the assignment?
No,
This
because
is Bill. Bill come once or twice a year, every year. Once a year from Michigan.
no. Due to the fact that I've been
Michigan
working
is
on
in
myself
Detroit,
and have no fear, I did not.
You did not do the assignment?
At all.
Oh, okay.
Let me mention something about animals and those who are of a lower level of consciousness. with animals. I had 2 cats at one time, and when the first cat...
You had a cat?
I had 2 cats.
Whoa,
They
men don't have
lived
cats, do
to
they?
22 years, 23 years. One cat, when it started getting sick, I was an emotional basket case. And when I took it in to have it euthanized, I cried like you would not believe. Then
What a baby,
I
huh?
found you. Then I found you, and I forgave my dad. And maybe 6 months later, my other cat got sick. I put her in the box, took her to the vet, handed it to the place. They said, "Don't you want to come in?" I said, "What for?" They handed it back. I dug a hole, and it was over.
Right
Not
on.
one feeling of emotion at all after I forgave my dad.
Amazing.
So-
Nice. All that emotions are not necessary. When you're crying, you're lying. You can tell when somebody's lying. The moment they start crying, they're lying. Isn't that amazing? When the woman go to court to take your children, what's the first thing she does? She cries. And the judge said, "Okay, you can have the babies." But she was lying. So just think about that. Right on, Bill.
Thank you.
So you did the assignment?
Yeah.
Let me see the hand that did the assignment. Oh, good. Okay. Tell the people what the assignment and what is the assignment and what you do.
So you said shaking your boots, and I kind of used the election to do that. It didn't work. I was already kind of like I had made up my mind not to have a feeling about it either way. So I was looking for things to shake in my boots, and then I realized I hadn't called my father yet. And the irony is one of the reasons why we weren't speaking was because of politics. So I thought, well, maybe I'll call him now. But I waited until after the election, and now he's not picking up the phone. But I made my effort.
Right.
So
Amazing.
I just thought that was ironic, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but I tried,
You tried.
and I couldn't shake in my boots, no matter what
Okay.
I did.
Okay. Let me see the hands of those who did the assignment. Okay. Right here. Did she shake in your boots?
Yeah, I had a, I guess, kind of interesting thing that happened where I was trying to go to sleep. Leading up to this, I kept seeing it. And you said, what did you say? Anyways, I would try to like distract myself, and then I would stop, and then I would feel it. But then it would kind of just go away. It was very kind of a quick thing. But this night, I just suddenly woke up and I felt this tension in my body just very suddenly. And it just kind of sprung on me. And then it was like there, like the fear, and it, felt horrible. But again, I just felt like it wasn't, like the tension in my body wasn't real. Like I'm not like really, I'm not really in it. And then it just kind of went away. I felt like I didn't get, I don't know, to the goal or something. Like that really just felt like the beginning of my fear.
Okay. Nice.
But I thought that was interesting.
Amazing. Let me see the hands again. The hat. And then here and in the back.
Hello.
Hi. You shook in your boots this week?
Yeah, a little bit. So my experience wasn't really like with a person, but it was kind of in my mind.
Yeah.
So I go running at nighttime at the park when there's like nobody there. And then I had the option to run one path, which is like really dark, and then the other path is like bright and not as scary. So when I go to the dark way, the image is, my mind is telling me, oh, there's going to be like a ghost there to scare me, you know what I mean? So instead of going to the safe way, I went towards the ghost, and then everything was fine. Like, everything was perfectly fine. So I found that, I guess that's like shaking in your boots. I went the way that my mind was telling me not to go, So
Okay.
that was my experience. Yeah.
Nice. Amazing.
Yep.
Raymond, you shook in your boot this week?
I did.
Okay.
Because I always have to face the fear of whether I succeed or fail in a business venture I'm working on, because I may have a little money right now, but there's no guarantee I'll have it tomorrow or I'll succeed tomorrow. That is the fear I keep facing myself with.
That you might succeed, may or may not succeed?
Yes.
What is succeed? And there's no such thing as succeeding.
I guess I was brought to take, like I said before, I guess I was brought up to take responsibility, to do what is right, and that's, to me, that is, I was conditioned, believed to do what's right is success.
But if you're trying to succeed, you're losing. You're not doing what's right, you're doing what's wrong. Because look at Elon Musk. I hear that he got all the money in the world.
Yes.
And he still want more. No such thing.
Well, there is such a thing as taking responsibility for your actions and your action commitments, and we were all taught ever since we were kids to do the right thing, do the right thing.
And that's why no one is doing right. Thank you, Raymond.
Right.
Amazing. Did I see your hand? You did the assignment?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I didn't literally shake in my boots, but I caught Satan a lot more. Like he gets very tricky. And like little micro things you do during the day, like either looking at people or like talking to people. Something I just hesitated less talking to people. Like, oh, you don't need to, I just thought less and let my body do whatever and stop judging what I should do like instantly. It's just I became more flowy and hesitated less, and when I started noticing that, other habits started like fading away. It's like what you said, once you let light in, like things just wash away.
Right.
So I noticed naturally other things just started washing away, like bad habits that I've been trying to get rid of for a while. Like I don't want to say I'm more motivated, but I'm like, oh, this is a lot easier than feeling bad about not being able to do something or get rid of something you want to get rid of.
Okay.
But when you put your attention towards, I don't know, the right thing, when you focus the right attention, things just fall away. So it was just an interesting exercise.
Thank you. Amazing. I saw hands in the back. The young lady right with the glasses on her hair first. You did the assignment, right?
Yeah, I'm actually shaking right now.
Oh, you are? Come up here. Do you mind coming up here?
Next to you or the white chair?
Next to me.
No, the white chair?
No, the black chair.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry?
Was that a joke?
No.
Oh, you're serious?
I'm serious.
That sounds scary.
I'm sorry?
That sounds scary.
And why?
I don't know.
Come, let's see what happened. Stand here and tell us what happened. Do you mind being on camera? Because you're not on camera out there, but you will be if you're up here. Do you mind being on camera?
I guess that'll be fine.
Okay, come on up. Not the chair. So are you shaking?
I'm shaking right now.
Talk to me why you're walking up shaking. Tell us about your shaking.
My voice is gonna shake.
What?
My voice is shaking.
Your voice?
Yeah.
And why? Stand right here.
I don't know.
Come on, look closer. Tell us about your shaking right now.
I feel it here. It's just like shaking. My heart is pumping really fast. And my thoughts, it's like a hurricane.
And did that happen Nick went, all right. And did that happen this week as well?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
I think I shake whenever someone asks me a question and I want to be honest, but my thoughts are saying don't be honest because they're going to think you're crazy.
That's a good example. That's an amazing example. And what did you do in those moments while shaking?
I just decided to speak my truth or speak the truth that was inside of me, and it just went away.
See that?
Yeah.
That's what happens. And when you say your truth, what's your truth?
I guess the truth inside of my brain.
Yeah, you don't have a truth.
No.
That's all like Oprah. I want to hear your truth. I spoke my truth. That means you lied. You don't have a truth. We don't have a truth. There's only one truth, and that's God. Amazing. And so how you feeling right now?
I'm still shaking.
You're still shaking?
Yeah.
And why?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just the nerves.
Take a deep breath and let go of the thought.
Okay. It's still there, but okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And are you glad you came up?
I still don't know. I don't know. I'm still processing it.
Right. Well, don't process, just watch it.
Okay.
Really. The best thing you ever done, one of the best things, is to come up and face it. Just shake, but don't rely on anything to save you from it. It'll be amazing. It was like what you were saying, that other things start to fall away. It really will. Any questions about the assignment?
Not right now. My mind is like blank.
Yeah, okay. Amazing. So just stand there for the next hour. Without playing. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Amazing. You got to shake if you want to be free. The young man, did I see your hand in the back? Yeah, the blue shirt. You did the assignment.
So I didn't purposely do the assignment, but it happened to me, I guess.
What happened?
So, long story short, I had some conflicts with some business partners of mine, and a mutual party had us do a meeting together in person, etc. And I really just had to kind of show up without preparation or any thoughts, just say, hey, just show up in person, see what happens, and then literally kind of endure through the whole conversation,
right,
without trying to control the situation or try to come up with a solution. Just literally sit there and listen and understand and figure it out.
Amazing. Yeah. Nice. The young lady right next to you. You say you did the assignment?
I tried to.
And what happened?
I would catch myself having done something about it before I could let myself shake.
Amazing.
Then I'm like, now should I shake? Should I stop and shake? I wouldn't know what to do after that.
All right.
Yeah.
You lost. You failed the assignment. Amazing. Okay, good. Good. Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Good. You did the assignment, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything was fine until last night. All of a sudden, I was at the market and the doorbell rang, and I checked who it was, and it was my mother-in-law.
At the market?
No, at the house.
Oh, I thought you were at a market.
No, I was at the market.
Oh.
And the doorbell rang, so I checked who it is.
Oh,
so
on your phone.
I'm waiting for a package to show up, and so all of a sudden, the doorbell rang. I guess my mother-in-law said, "Surprise, I'm here." And the kids were just like looking at me. Well, after I got home, they're like, she wasn't happy. I guess we weren't excited that she was there. Last time she was with us was 6 months ago.
Right.
And she just showed up without saying anything to anybody.
And you were shaking?
Well, I controlled myself. But then her other daughter brought her over, and she decided to, because nobody was not happy, but nobody was excited that she was there. We were just like doing whatever we do every day. She was like, "What happened? You guys aren't happy I'm here?" And the kids are just looking at me, and her other daughter said, "Oh, she surprised you guys." I said, "Yes, that's fine." I said, "But she should have let me know." I said, "Because it's my house."
Did you tell her that?
I did.
You told your mother-in-law that?
Yeah.
Good. Were you shaking while you were saying it?
I was, but I controlled myself. And my kids were just looking at me like, why is she here? Or they're just looking at me, but I can tell what they were trying to tell me.
And when you say you control yourself, how did you control yourself?
Well, if this was before, I would have either told her off or tell my wife, what is this? Like, you don't tell me, or you just show up, or...
And what did she say when you told her, no, we're not happy to see you?
No, I didn't say we were see you. But her other daughter was in the middle of, like, she's her lawyer or something, like defending her, but she didn't say anything. She was just sitting there, like, with just her mouth open. I didn't tell her off or anything. I just did whatever I did.
But you just told her she was not invited. We didn't know you were coming.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing. But next time, don't control it. Meaning, don't be
Go
yelling.
off on her?
No. Excuse me. Don't be yelling and cursing and going, oh, but no, we're not happy to see you. We didn't know you were coming. You were not invited. Even though you may be afraid, your head spinning with ideas, but you just say, no, you were not invited. We didn't know you were coming.
We asked her, like, why, or what's the surprise? Her daughter asked her, my wife asked her, why are you, like, surprising us? And she said, oh, because you were lonely and you were depressed. And she has a side pain, and your side was hurting, so I came, and the kids are just looking at me like, she's like, oh, you're depressed and you're lonely, so that's why I came by.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's what her mom is telling her in front of us. I'm like, what?
Nice. Amazing. Were you nervous too?
No, I just thought it was weird.
Did you tell her to go home? We don't want you here today?
No.
Why not?
Well, I told her, like, it was a stupid surprise. You should have.
Nice. Absolutely. And were you nervous?
No.
Right on. Amazing. See, she wasn't nervous and spoke up. That's the way to do it.
Because I got her back, that's why. She doesn't.
Oh, now you want the credit.
Sure, I'll take it.
Oh, man. Anybody else? The whole purpose of the assignment is so that you can see what's going on with you. Because I promise you, all of your problems are in you. All of your problems are up here. They're not out there at all, zero. They're all in here. But because you don't see yourself, you're not paying attention to what's going on, you think your problems are out there, and the whole world will help you think that your problems are out there. Oh, you made me feel this way. You made me think this way. You made me act this way. You made me this. You made me mad. You made me laugh. And it's all lies. They have nothing to do with it. It's just you're looking out there, being deceived by evil, that your problems are out there, and they're not. They're all in here. All of your problems. Now, other people will try to bring you problems because they love their hell. They love their misery. So they'll try, so they'll try to inflict it on you because they love the thrill that they have of being mad, of being lost, of being lonely, of being revengeful, jealous. And their spirit make them go after other people so that they can feel good seeing you miserable too. It's like being in a relationship with a husband or wife, and let's say the husband come home all mad, but you're not mad. You're the wife, you made dinner, you're just waiting and having fun. And he's all ticked about work. And he like come in and like, oh, they were so mean down at work, my employees wouldn't obey me, blah, 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 right? And you don't say anything. Oh, okay, that's fine. And he'll get mad at you for not being mad with him about what happened at work or feeling sorry. And as soon as he gets you angry, he feel better because he got this thrill from controlling you. And so, oh, I forgot to ask my employees first. Didn't you guys do the assignment? Did you do it, me?
Yeah, I did it.
And what happened?
I have a silly example and a serious example. I guess the serious example is I'm dealing with like this legal issue, and I saw that an email came in that I didn't want to look at because of all these terrible things that would happen, and I thought about the shaking boots thing, and I realized that when I just look at the thing that scares me, it's kind of like when you're a kid and there's a monster in your closet, and so you look away from the closet and the monster gets bigger, and then you get like even more sure it's there, and then when you look at it, the monster just kind of disappears.
Yes.
It was the same kind of thing. I just like looked at it and dealt with it, and I don't know.
And so while you were opening it, you were shaking in your boots?
Yeah.
Because the mind tell you, oh, they're going to.
Yeah, when it really wasn't. I mean, it might be good, it might be bad, but I don't know. So I just had to do it and move on.
Amazing example, absolutely. Yeah. And you had another one?
Yeah, the other one's kind of silly. The other one was just like an emotional thing. I was literally just watching YouTube videos about I really want to make a turducken, and
a what?
I was a turducken. It's when you put a Cornish game hen in a turkey, in a duck in a turkey, and I was like, oh, but my big family, like everyone's mad at each other, so no, we're not gonna have a big Thanksgiving, and I got all up in my emotions about how my family's not perfect.
Okay. Yeah, that's silly.
Which is like silly but serious at the same time. But yeah, it's like no family's perfect, and it's an imagination, it's like a delusional fantasy that I have this big like Norman Rockwell situation, anyways.
Right on.
And I can still make a turducken.
Amazing. Let me go to Nick first. You did it, Nick?
Well, yeah. I think it was Thursday. I asked you to give me another week or something.
Right.
I asked you to put me back in, Coach. Well, I think I even heard someone else say something similar, like trying to look for something to make me shake in the week. I'm like, what? I'm not shaking. Like, I don't see it. And I think it was all the way till like Wednesday that I realized that I didn't quite understand myself to know when I was shaking or what it was. And what made me realize it is I was looking back on the week, and I was in a situation and I outwardly complained. I made a tiny little comment, made a tiny little face, and the week went on. I realized that was my moment to shake. And then when I realized that, I realized, oh, there was a whole bunch of moments all week, little ones, tiny. So
yeah.
Put me back in, Coach. I could do it this time.
Right on. Did you do it Joel Friday? That's Joel, he black. And that's the Anchor Baby, Nick. That's their shows. They do shows on the network. Yes.
Yeah, so the situation popped up, and then it, of course, tempted me to want to feel a certain way about it or have fear. But I realized that the way the enemy tries to work in my mind is put pressure on me to do something about it, right? So it's not so much the fear of what's going to happen, but the fear of me not doing something to prevent it or something. So that's what happened, but I realized that if I just let it go, then I'll have the tools or whatever I need in the moment to handle the situation. Then it left.
Right on.
So just surrendering to the control of it. I realized. Mm-hmm.
Hey, how about you, Doug?
So mine was...
The employees have to do the assignment, otherwise they get fired. Okay.
Mine was dealing with an employee. So Monday, we have a little thing going on that needed to be looked at and resolved, right? So I was talking to one of the employees, this is what I need you to do. This is what we need to do. This is why I need you to do it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I was sick and not feeling well, so it was easy for me to be like, you're going to do it, in a maybe impatient way.
Yeah.
And I realized right at that moment, okay, this is the perfect time for the assignment. I just remembered your voice saying it. And so I just immediately kind of took a deep breath, calmed down, and didn't worry so much if what the person was telling me, oh, I'm not going to do that. I just kind of just laid out, this is what we need. This is why we need it. You mentioned blah, 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 and this is why we need to do this. And no, I'm not going to do it. Oh, okay, fine. And then not 20 minutes later, he calls me back and tells me, hey, I just found out what's going on, and it's all working well. So, and I realize it's not always...
telling them what to do anyway?
Say that again?
You were shaking while you were telling them what needed to be done?
In a way, yeah. And it wasn't that I was afraid necessarily, but it was more like I didn't feel good and I wanted to just get it done. Right? And so I'm kind of like impatient. So I realized it's not always about necessary fear. It's about whatever you're going through in that moment. My impatience or my whatever.
Amazing. Nice. Hassan, did you do it? The assignment?
Yes, sir.
And what happened?
Just kind of, it was interesting because even earlier privately we were talking and I said, yeah, I'm doing good, I'm cool, I'm like, I feel clear. But really, that's actually not true now that I'm thinking about this. The truth was I was feeling different pain or whatever, and I was, for the first time, willing to just accept it and go through it and be like, I'm ready to feel this pain to let it die.
Yeah.
And but that is kind of clearing and good and all those things. So it's interesting, but yeah, it's cool to catch yourself in those moments and just say, this is the only way out, is to go through it, you know?
Right on. Nice. Okay. Did I see your hand? Okay. In the black shirt. Are y'all having fun? I'm having a hoot nanny of a time right now. I'm dancing on the ceiling. Yes.
I forgot about the assignments. I didn't do it this week.
What a beta.
But I've been doing I kind of been doing it naturally for a while, and then ever since I heard a message, wait at the gate for Jesus from you.
Yeah.
So I just remember like a shake in your boots greatest moment for me. It's like 4 years ago, around 4 years ago, I got a letter from the IRS.
That'll do it.
And then right away, I'm like, my heart's pumping. I open it and it says I owe like over $8,000, you know? And then if it was like before I knew this, I would have gone like full meltdown mode. I would have probably like panicked and then like the thoughts were like, oh, falsified documents, you know, and get myself into more trouble, you know? But like I just kind of knew to like watch myself. And then something inside me was keeping those things. I could feel it come up, but it was keeping those things at bay.
Yeah.
And then, and this kind of thing, it you know, like the mind wants instant gratification, but this kind of like situation, it's not, IRS takes forever. It's not gonna instantly solve itself.
Right.
You know, it's gonna take months. So it was like every day, several months of shaking your boots, you know?
Yeah.
But I just kind of kept calm, looked through like what the discrepancies were, and I just took one day at a time and looked through my documents, and then worked with my CPA, and then like kind of figured everything out one by one. And long story short, at the end of the day, it turns out all I owed was $100.
Wow.
And then, so then in the beginning, this happened around like November. So in the beginning, the devil was like, oh, your Thanksgiving's gonna be ruined, your Christmas is gonna be ruined, New Year's is gonna be ruined, you know, like your birthday's gonna be ruined, and like all this stuff, you know? But I just kind of like it's almost like I was separated from those things, and I just kind of kept it at bay. And then that was like one of my greatest things that I had to overcome at those situations. It took like 3 months.
Man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So
Stay with it. That's deep. Okay, last but not least, Hake. I forgot to ask Hake. This should be interesting.
I was kind of feeling guilty most of the week for not shaking. And I think it's because I wasn't really like paying close attention. I felt like there were times that I could like shake through and pass up my Rockstar in the morning, the energy drink, but I didn't. But a couple of times I did catch the opportunities. Like I I had butterflies in my stomach going outside to stand in line and having to vote. And I mean, that one is kind of lame because you're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it anyways.
Right.
But I was talking with somebody who is a very like controlling person, and by controlling I mean like far more talkative than I like to talk with somebody.
Right.
And it was interesting having to like not or attempting not to be fake with the person and smile and agree. I did fail and sort of smiled and agreed a little bit, but I was I just tried to be like a little bit normal. By normal I mean like respond with patience, but also with being a little bit myself rather than being fake with the person.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. I want to tell you, use that as an example. What shaking in your boots and being aware that you're shaking in your boots will show you that you are controlled by fear more than what you even realize. Everything you do is about, for example, when this person that whomever he ran into, they were talking, and more than he liked to talk, and if he didn't want to talk, he should have just shut up. Let them talk, don't even respond, say nothing. And shook in his boot. Because by not talking, the devil telling him, those evil spirits telling him, oh, they're going to think of you as being rude. You didn't say anything. They're going to think that you're mean. They're going to think, and so you start talking just so you can present yourself in a false way, like you are nice, because you don't want them to think that you're mean, right? But if you don't want to talk, don't talk. Just be quiet. Shaking in your boots, you don't have to look for, you don't have to try to make yourself shake or not shake, or look for a reason to shake. You're shaking always, you don't know it. When you walk in this room, you're shaking because you're thinking about where you're going to sit. You're thinking about, will they be looking at me? You're thinking, what will Jesse ask me? Or how it's going to feel? I'm going to sit in the back. I'm going to sit in the middle. You're already shaking. You're just not aware that you're shaking. When you think about what others think about you, you're shaking and don't realize it. When you think about anything, you are controlled by your fear because you're not seeing that your mind is telling you what's going to happen or what has happened. And so you're shaking, and you're also getting answers from your mind because you don't see it. And all it's doing is causing you to fail. But if you could just shake and do it anyway, because if you notice, every time you want to do anything, the mind tells you right away how to do it, when to do it, where to do it. And if you don't do it this way, this is going to happen. And you shake with it, and you go along with it. But if you just shake and do what you got to do anyway, but let the shaking stay, and don't reach out for anything to save you from the shaking, the Spirit of truth will save you from it. It will take the fear away. It will totally take it away from you. And you will never have to deal with it. But you got to start catching yourself, seeing. You're going to be stunned how much you're controlled by fear. You're controlled by fear. Fear of everything. But I want to encourage you to just shake in that fear. You're afraid to go to the party because if you get there late, everybody's going to watch you coming in, so you need somebody to walk in with you. You're afraid. You're shaking. Rather than just going to the party, shaking, and you walk in. Nobody cares. They look around and see you walk in, they're like, oh, it's her, it's him. Now you're thinking what they're thinking about you. You're shaking again. You are controlled by fear and don't know it. Will you win this game? Will you win that game? Will you be successful? Will my relationship work? Will this work? You're shaking in fear trying to make them work, thinking that's going to take away the fear, and all you're doing is adding to the fear. Because you're getting your instructions from fear, not from truth. So I want you to continue working on you. And whomever stop working on, don't let anyone stop you from working on you. If they want to go and stop, let them stop. But don't you stop. Because when people are not seriously working on their fear, they're going to do everything they can to distract you so that you don't work on yourself. Oh, he doesn't know what you're talking about. Oh, that's not true. They want you in their hell. They have accepted misery. They have accepted hell as a norm, and then they'll try to keep you from finding yourself. That spirit of evil is jealous of the little light that they see in you. Don't fall for it. And I want to encourage you to really start paying attention to your fear. You're going to see how much you're controlled by fear. God did not give you a spirit of fear. It's in here. It's from your father, the devil. Like when I told a young lady, she said she was nervous, right? I'm like, come on up. Right away, the devil, oh, you go up there, they're going to be looking at you. You're going to be sounding silly. You're not going to make sense. You're not that. And so if she wasn't aware, she wouldn't come up, and she would just stay in that fear. But once you come up, the fear has no more control. It disappears. As you were saying, it will disappear because it's a lie. It's an illusion. Oh, I'm not going to the party because they gossiping about me. You miss out on a good party because you're afraid of what somebody's saying about you. They're going to be thinking of me in this way at the party. So you don't go to the party. And when it's just a lie, it's all a lie. It's not real. Nothing here is real. Nothing here is real. When you have, and I see your hand, don't forget. When you have pain, where is your pain? The young man in the brown shirt. When you have pain, where is your, right here, behind Raymond. Oh. Raymond is the black guy, yeah. When you have pain, where is your pain? And I'm not talking about physical pain, like physical stuff. When you have pain, where is it?
Mental, like mental pain.
I'm
it's
sorry?
in the mind.
So what now?
In the mind.
Yes. Have you noticed that all of your pain is just in your mind?
Yes.
You have noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All of your pain is in your mind, but the mind is trying to tell you that it's out there, it's coming from out there, but it's in here. It's a lie. It's all a lie. You don't have any pain. It's in the mind. Is this your first time here? I can't hear you.
Yes.
What's your name? First name?
Jesse.
Jesse? Jesse?
Jesse, like you. Yeah.
Right on. Amazing name, huh?
Amazing.
Jesse's in the Bible. Any questions about any of this?
Nope.
Did you forgive your mother?
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was intense. It was intense.
It was intense? And where are you from?
Florida.
Why you sound like a foreigner?
A foreigner?
Like you're from a foreign land.
Florida.
Florida is foreign, yeah.
It was intense, yeah. She was, like, she's emotional, like really dramatic, so it was intense.
Right on. And how did you deal with it?
It was intense. I just tried to let it happen, right?
Right on. Yeah. So any questions about anything?
No.
He's from Florida too.
Cheers.
And so are you watching yourself, and how's life coming for you? How are things working out for you now?
It's working well.
Yeah. So no question?
No.
Okay, and this is your first time here too?
Yes.
And what's your name?
Sarah.
Can she hold it by herself? Your hand? Oh. Thank you. Sarah?
Just Sarah, like half of Sarah.
Right on. Any question about anything?
No.
Did you forgive your mother?
I love my mom. I didn't have to forgive her. I love her.
You love your mother, you didn't have to forgive her, why not?
Because she's my mom. I love her.
And why do you, if you love her, why haven't you forgiven her?
If I love her, why what?
Why haven't you forgiven her if you love her?
I don't think I have much to forgive. I love her.
And did you forgive your father?
I love my dad. Yeah.
So you don't need to forgive your father either?
No.
And so where did your anger and fear come from if not from them?
I think anger. I think anger was just because I have an older brother, so I think I saw him be very angry. So I think I learned to be angry. But I don't think I was actually angry, if that makes sense. I just learned the behaviors of angry.
What does that mean?
Like he yells and he gets mad and he like, you know. So then I was like a kid and like if my brother yells, I'm going to yell.
Amazing. And so why are you still holding on to the anger now that you're an adult?
I don't think I'm angry. I don't think I'm angry.
You don't have anger?
No.
You never get angry?
I might get like a little annoyed, but I communicate it in like I say it out loud. Like I'll be like, I think I'm bothered by this. And then I just process that.
And so do you ever get angry?
Anger is like harsh. I feel like I get just annoyed slightly or frustrated and then it's usually because I'm tired or something.
And so do you ever get angry?
No, I don't think so.
You never get angry?
Not really.
So how is it possible to become annoyed at anything if you don't have anger?
That's a good question. I feel like for me, when I'm annoyed, it's just tired normally. It's just frustration either with myself or with the circumstance, but it's not directed towards outwardly. It's more making sure like, oh, I should have done this differently, or I know better next time. Like I see where I messed up. So yeah.
And so you get angry at yourself and you take it out on you?
Not really. It's just like that didn't go how I wanted it to go.
Oh, okay. And so you get annoyed at yourself when it doesn't go the way you want it to go?
Slightly, yeah.
Like that?
Nothing more than like 10 minutes.
And who are you?
Who am I?
Yes.
I'm Sarah.
What?
I'm Sarah.
That's who you are?
Mm-hmm.
That's your name.
Yeah.
Your name is Sarah, but who are you?
Child of God.
That's who you belong to.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you?
The culmination of my experience and my soul. I don't know. This is a deep question.
So you think you're a combination of your experiences?
And how they bounce off of and reflect off of my soul.
So you think you're bad and good because you have some bad experiences and good ones, right?
Of course,
so
yeah.
You think you're both of those?
I think it's how my soul responds to those that like makes me
Okay, so
me.
you told me your experiences. Who are you?
Like adjectives? Like what do you want? Like happy?
I want to know who is Sarah. You told me all about what you do, what you eat, who you belong to.
Mm-hmm.
You told me you have these experiences. You are having them or had them, but you still didn't tell me who you are.
What does the answer look like? Like, is it adjectives or like, like I don't.
The answer looked like the truth.
The truth? I'm me.
No, who are you?
I'm me. I don't know. I do know, but I don't know how to articulate it.
You know who you are, but you just don't know how to say it?
Yeah.
Or describe it?
Yeah.
And
Putting it into words is difficult.
To say who you really are?
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever had to articulate it out loud.
Yeah, I understand. And so one other thing, two other maybe, but one for sure. So your parents were perfect?
They're not perfect, but I love them.
Were your parents were perfect?
No.
Tell me one thing about your mother that irritates you, or you wish you didn't do it, or you wish you would stop, or she says that you wish you would stop saying it.
I think she's just sad. She's sadder than I want her to be. I wish she was happier.
You wish that she would stop being sad?
Yeah.
And anything else that irritate you about her, or you?
No, I mean when we're in the car, she like reads every sign we drive by, but that's that's just like a pet peeve.
Yeah. And so have you forgiven her for being so sad because it affected you when you were younger?
Yeah, definitely.
You forgave her for that?
Yeah, I visit her all the time.
Did you tell her you forgave her for that? You're sorry for resenting her for that?
I don't think I ever had resentment for it. I think I didn't
It used to
know that it
irritate
wasn't
you.
normal.
I'm sorry?
I think I didn't know that that wasn't normal.
But when she would irritate you by reading the signs or being all sad all the time,
Hmm.
that would irritate you, and irritation is anger.
The sign thing, yeah. I think the sadness, I just didn't know. I just thought all parents were like kind of sad. I didn't realize that like some of them are like really happy. So, yeah.
And why haven't you forgiven her for that? Because that's a horrible way to raise children, being all sad and carrying on like that, because it makes the kids feel sorry for you, and they grow up kind of the same way, be sad and trying to find people and places, things to make them happy, and it never works. Why haven't you forgiven her for that?
I don't think I ever blamed her. Like, I don't know. It never really impacted me. It impacted my brother way more than me.
Yeah. And how do you think you became like your mother then?
I don't think I'm like her.
Not at
unfortunately.
all?
No.
And how did you avoid becoming like her?
Because I very much knew my individuality separate from my family at a young age.
Okay. And when you were asking your father to help you deal with your mother being all sad and carrying on, when you were a child, and you asked him to help you deal with her, did he help you deal with her?
I don't think I knew enough to know to ask to help. Like I just thought this is how life is. Like I never like looked to him to fix it because I didn't think it was broken.
So as an adult, when you asked him why she like that, what did he say?
I don't think I've ever asked him that. I mean, they just are who they are, and I love them regardless.
And when you asked your mother why she like that, what did she say?
I think she just had a rough childhood, and that's it. That's
sorry?
like the main. She just had a hard childhood, so that's it.
Did you ask her about it?
Yeah. No,
You
I
ever
know
asked her-
about it. Yeah.
What would she say?
Like she'll just explain it to me, and I'm like, well, that makes a lot of sense. Why like raising
okay.
kids is hard for you, you know?
She loved her misery, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Any question about it? Oh, so you forgave your father?
Yeah, I don't have
Oh,
much. Like
he
they're
did
great.
nothing wrong.
I
Your
love
father
them.
irritate you at all?
No, my dad's like the happier one, the funner.
Are you like him or your mother?
I like both, but like my mom, I can like talk to about like stuff like more serious. My dad's like.
Are you more like your
Fun.
father or your mother? Your
I'm more
person-
like my dad, probably.
I'm sorry?
I'm probably more like my dad,
Oh, good.
but like a mix, you know.
Well, you don't want to be mixed. Any question about anything or disagreement or anything?
No, keep
Yeah.
going.
And are you going to try to find out who you really are?
I'm gonna practice articulating who I am.
Are you guys brother, sister, or boyfriend, or husband and wife? You can answer that, Sarah. I want Sarah to answer.
Just friends. Just friends.
Oh, just friends? Oh, no wonder Sarah didn't answer that. Okay, I'm glad you're here. Any question about anything? Either one of you?
Not yet.
Right on. Is this your first time here? Yes, sir. What's your first name?
Brandon.
Any questions about anything so far?
No.
No?
I think I'm lost.
You're lost?
Yeah.
Meaning what?
I feel like I'm at the feet of the devil, honestly. I had a conversation with my friend Chris last night, and he really opened me up to you, and it opened a lot of doors, I guess, answered a lot of questions.
Okay. And so why do you think you're lost?
Well, as he explained it to me, every day I dread it, and I'd rather not be here if I'm completely honest with you.
You'd rather not be here?
Yeah.
Where? Here where?
Life, I guess.
Oh, you'd rather not be living?
Yeah.
Have you considered suicide?
Yeah.
And what happened when you considered it?
It gets me in a dead end, and I feel like I'm trapped, and I feel like somebody's there to hold me, but I don't have any hope left, I guess.
And so why haven't you done it?
Thought about it?
Did it? Why haven't you taken your own life?
I just feel like it would be a peace and quiet and no more problems, no more nothing, no more thinking, no more overstressing, no more anything.
And who told you it'd be better if you did that?
Those voices inside my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a everyday struggle with myself, so.
And so you have a question?
No.
Did your friend tell you what to do to overcome it?
He did. He did. And it seems very hard and it seems a little weird like Sarah understands, but it's just, I kind of get it, but I don't want to go there, I guess, and forgive my parents because again, I don't see that they did any wrong, but it does make sense that it would come from there and I need to start somewhere.
Do you think that it's possible to be free and overcome that and enter into the kingdom of life without forgiving your parents? Every human being on earth has to forgive their parents if they want to enter into the kingdom of perfect peace. Do you think there's another way around it?
Not really, no.
Yeah. And so, are you afraid to face your mother?
No, my parents, I believe they're just so oblivious to life, you know. They're just, oh, that's how it is, you know, like just keep going on.
And how old are you now?
I'm 21.
So what does that have to do with your life? They could leave them in their hell, let them be in denial.
Yeah.
But you forgive them so you can be free.
Yeah.
Most human beings love their misery. That's why they're in denial about it. They don't want to be told that there's a problem, you could be free. They love their hell. So God, the truth only helps those who want it, who invite him in, right? So you should go and forgive them so you can be free. And if they understand it, fine. If they don't, fine. If they accept it, fine. If they admit they did anything wrong, fine. If they don't, you'll walk away free. You forgive them and God will forgive you.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do. And that's why I came here. And he literally told me yesterday. So that's why I'm here today.
Yeah. So you got to face them.
Yeah.
Are you still living with them?
Yeah. I work with my dad, actually.
Oh, how's that?
It's good. It's its own company, so I'm kind of taking over, and I feel like he gets to relax at home more. So
right on.
I want to have him retire.
So what do you think will happen if you went, hey, I'm sorry for resenting you? You know how mothers can be, right? They're a headache.
Yeah.
Right? And all mothers are like that, too. They're a headache. Sorry, mothers, but it's true. And what the mothers do, they recreate you in their image. The reason you're living in your mind and the reason you're so emotional is because you resent your mother. As a little kid, she traumatized you. You didn't know what was happening. And the moment you became angry, you would turn away from the father and you became just like her. That's why you have that. You know exactly how a woman think and feel. All men do. That's why men know how to trick the woman. They'll tell the woman, oh, I love you. They don't love her. They just want something. And so, but when you realize, just as you can't help yourself, your mother couldn't help herself. She hated her mother hated her mother, so on and so on, right? And so when you go and forgive her for what she's done, realize that she did her best, God will forgive you and give you a brand new mind. He'll change your heart from anger to love, and he will take away that old nature, the mindset of the woman, which is evil. It's not her nature, but evil nature. And you would never, it would be impossible to think about death, period. But you got to forgive.
Yeah, I think I'm more concerned about forgiving my dad in a way because he's a wall and he doesn't do emotions, he doesn't do God or anything like that. You know?
Nice.
So he's turned away. So.
Turned away from what?
From God, I guess.
And how do you know that?
Well, I guess his drinking problem.
I'm sorry?
Drinking.
His drinking problem?
Yeah.
That's why you think he's turned away from God?
Well, that and, it wasn't much of a connection growing up, but, I mean, it was still there. He's a father figure no matter what. But.
And why haven't you forgiven him for that? What would happen if you told him, you know what, growing up, I resented you because you weren't there, or whatever it might be, and I'm sorry for resenting you. See, he has a drinking problem, So he has the same problem you're having. He hates his mother. And he's lost, and he's looking for things on the outside to make him feel better. So why don't you, what would happen if you went and forgave him?
I just thought he'd look at me crazy and think I'm some religious weirdo.
And why do you care about that?
Well, because, I don't know, he's very manly, and I want to be the same way, and that's the goal in life for me.
But how is he manly? He's a drunk.
That's very true. It's just he supports his family
question.
and put a roof over our head.
But how is he manly and he's a drunk?
That's what I'm starting to understand, yeah.
What? That's a question.
Well, he's not really much of a man anymore, yeah.
So why do you call him manly? Because two lesbians put roofs over their heads. The government will put a roof over your head. There's nothing manly about that, period. So why do you call him manly?
Because he did his best and he
did his best, right? But that doesn't make him manly. You don't even know what manly is at this point. But I understand why you said it. But you want to become manly?
I want to be the best man I can be, yeah.
You got to forgive. You got to face your fears, which are not your own, and forgive. And God, the Spirit of the Father, would take you away from being a male to make you into a man. Working is not going to do it. You can make all the money in the world. You can build all the houses possible. That's not going to make you a man. Only the Spirit, and for ladies, it's not going to make you a woman to make all the money. And I don't need no man. And all that kind of crap, right? What's going to turn you from female to woman? The Spirit of the Father. And it ain't nothing like what you imagine. We can't make ourselves be that way. Of ourselves, we can do nothing. You can do whatever you got to do, but you got to forgive so you can become a man. You got to face your parents.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to start.
Because Satan is telling you, oh, don't face them. They ain't doing anything wrong. I love my parents. They were good. They were this. He is trying to kill you.
Yeah.
He really is, because you're listening to him and not to the truth. So you got to face them. You're 21 years old?
Yes, sir.
You have no business thinking about death.
I know, and I'm in my head every single day, and I feel alone and trapped.
And I understand. Well, you got to forgive if you want to be free. There's no other way out. You must overcome the anger. Anyone that has anger is evil. Yeah. That's why human beings are so evil and nasty and mean, and family members are like that. And because they're evil and they're living in their imagination, Satan is their God. So you got to forgive if you want to be free of this.
Thank you.
And you're going to be shaking in your boots.
I have been, yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to be afraid, man, but shake and forgive. Don't save yourself from the shaking because you're just giving it life. But shake, hey, I'm sorry for resenting you. Right? I understand now you can help yourself. And if they admit it, fine. Don't ever ask for forgiveness. You apologize for judging. And you will be made free.
Thank you.
And Satan won't steal your life. He wants you angry. He wants you to feel like you're trapped. He wants you to feel that way so that he can control you and take your life.
Yeah, that's how my friend explained it to me yesterday, and it all made sense.
Yeah.
It's very simple, but just got to be willing to do it.
You got to do it no matter what. Do it shaking, all right?
Thank you.
And you'll be fine, but you got to drop the anger. The only thing, because you're living up here, all angry people live in their imagination. And God said to bring every thought into captivity. All thoughts, all lies, all the time about anything. All thoughts. And forget about being manly. You want to be a son of God. You want to come back to the Father. And sons and daughters of God. You want to come back to the Father. Life is about, that's why God said we must be born again. All human beings born of the woman are evil. They're born into anger. And then when you forgive, you're born a second time. You're born of the Spirit of the Father. And until you love your father, you're not going to be able to love God. Until you love your mother, you can't love God. You must forgive. All right? Any question about that?
No, sir.
You must forgive. No other way out. Okay? And are you doing the silent prayer? Did your friend tell you about that?
No, not yet.
Okay. I want you to, all of you really, do the silent prayer every morning, every night. Get up. When you wake up, wash your face or whatever. I want you to be still and watch those thoughts. Just look at them. This is you. Because once you forgive, God will bring you out of your imagination. He will. Because you've been living in your thoughts all your life, and they've been driving you insane. And they're all wrong all the time, right? So what's going to happen is God's going to bring you out of here, which is here, right? And then He's going to allow you to see that you're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions, you're not your fears, you're not your body, you're not a mechanic, you're not a nurse. Those are things you do, but that's not who you are. You're neither rich nor poor. He's going to kill all those ideas.
You're nothing and everything.
That's right, absolutely. And you will control your own world. And nobody out there or nothing out there can control you anymore. Isn't that amazing? You will be the head of your own life, your own world. But you got to work on you.
Yes, sir.
All right? Satan wants you to die, but not God. God wants you to have everlasting life. All right? So let those ideas go. That's not true. Any question about that?
No, thank you.
Any other question?
I'm okay.
And so who are you? Thank you, Sarah.
I'm nobody, really.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we're all human. We're all one. We're all everything. We were meant to be together. We were meant to have communities. We were meant to share. Life just became so evil, like you said.
And so have you heard me talk about this before? Who are you?
No.
So who are you?
I ask myself that every day.
And what does Seth say?
I'm nothing.
Then what Seth tell you?
What was that?
So you ask yourself, Seth, who am I? And Seth says, nobody.
Well, I know I'm not Brandon. I'm not a roofer. I'm not.
Right on.
I'm not a
How
20-year-old
does it feel
kid.
knowing you're nobody?
Not too good.
Not too good? Oh, who you want to be?
Not alone.
Not alone? Why not?
It's lonely. It's dark. It's 4 walls.
Oh, what do you mean by 4 walls?
Like I said, I just feel trapped, you know, and nobody around me is the same. They don't feel the same, don't share the same thoughts, and it's scary.
You have friends?
Yeah.
So you don't mean that you don't have people you can hang out with.
Yeah.
It's just that inwardly you're alone.
Well, when I open myself up to people about certain things, you know, it becomes clear that people are more oblivious and don't get certain things, obviously.
I'm sorry?
They don't understand certain things.
About you?
Though, yeah, I guess so.
Oh, okay. And so you feel alone. So you want to be somebody?
No.
You want to be nothing?
I want to be happy.
You want to be happy? So you don't understand what it means to be nothing then? You want to be happy?
Yeah.
Be nothing. Be nothing. Look at everybody around. Look around the room. You're looking at nothing. You think you're looking at human beings, right?
Well, I understand that they're characters in my story, you know, but I feel like we're all nothing at the end of the day because obviously there's higher power. And
I want you to let all that go. Really, let all that go. Start afresh. You are nothing, but you don't know it yet. Because you're nothing, you think you want to be something. You shouldn't be trying to be anything. You should be trying to overcome so you can be nothing. Everybody you know has the same problem. Everybody you ever met, everyone you ever will meet, they have the same problem. Even if they sound smart, they still dumb. They have the same problem. That's why they don't have answers for you. Because they're lost too. And you are lost, but up here. All right? So take it one step at a time. Forgive your parents. Start doing the silent prayer, and you'll start to see. And just stay with it, stay with it. I don't care what. You get on this journey by yourself, stay there and work on you. And you'll see. All right?
Thank you very much.
All right. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Amazing. Yes, sir.
I kind of mentioned this before, but if the person you want to forgive, in my case, it's my father, isn't available, can you just forgive him in your heart?
Absolutely.
And just move on with your life?
When you forgive him by realizing that just as you couldn't help yourself, because now you have a little understanding, you understand that he couldn't help himself either. It's not him, and that would cause you to, understanding will cause you to forgive him.
I actually start to see him almost like me.
Yes.
But he's not available. I don't want to chase this guy down.
Don't.
So I put in a solid effort. Call, didn't get a response. Text. I mean, isn't that more than enough?
Yes.
Because I'd like to move on with my life if he's
Move
not
on.
interested. Yeah.
Just realize it's best to face the person if you can,
Yeah.
so that you can get your courage. But if you can't, realize they can help themselves just as you can't help yourself. And the understanding will cause you to forgive him. Move on. Don't keep trying.
I mean, that's pretty much what happened. I was shaking in my boots. I wouldn't even call him. I was
Right.
scared to just even call him to say, hey, we need to talk so I could do the thing. But then I made the call, so I overcame that. But he doesn't want to.
Right on. Yeah, don't try anymore. Just forgive him and move on.
Nice.
All right? Amazing.
Definitely.
Yeah, drop it. Any other? Yes, sir. And then Alessia has a question. Comment. Yes.
I have a little bit of a dilemma. I just don't want to put my daughter in between like two rocks. And while we were coming here, on the way here, she told me that while we were leaving, I was in the kitchen making my coffee, and they were in the living room. And my mother-in-law asked her, "Oh, Talar, where are you going?" And she knows where we're going. She said it out loud. But her back was towards me. And my daughter told me that she told her we're going to come see Jesse to church, and she rolled her eyes at her. And my daughter told me that in the car. And my wife and my mother-in-law hated that she's so close to me and not them. And she's rejecting them, but she's rejecting their spirit. She's just rejecting who they are.
Right.
And now if I go back home and I confront her, like, what are you doing? Like, pack up your stuff or get out of here, or you can't come in between me and my daughter, my daughter and I. And
Thank you.
And this
Finally.
And this is not the first time that they've done that. But before, I would tell them. Actually, I wouldn't tell them because I don't want to kind of burn my daughter, and I don't want her to be in conflicts in the house with my wife and her mom, so I just don't know what to do. They're just fake people, and I say it like it is.
And
That's
so
just
your
my
question-
personality.
Your question is what?
I just don't know what to do in that. I know it's not a big situation, but it's just, my advice to my daughter is, you have to put your foot down so they know that they cannot come in between us.
You're right in that. So your question is what?
Do I get involved? Or
You're
do
the
I let my
father.
daughter handle it?
You are the father. It's your responsibility to protect the children from the mother and from the grandmother. Otherwise, that spirit is in the mother and the grandmother, if the mother is not working on herself, will be passed out to your daughter. She can't handle that evil spirit. It is the father's responsibility to protect their children from the mother. Otherwise, the evil just repeats itself in every generation. And so and to the daughter, don't be angry. How old are you now?
I'm 16.
She's 16. Don't be angry. Start speaking up for yourself. But you were right to tell your father what happened, because your father is supposed to protect you, right, from evil. And so when you get back home, tell her she got to go. Just say you got to go. You're never welcome here again. And why is that hard?
it's not that it's hard. My wife and I have been to counseling to you and stuff.
Right.
And I don't care about stuff as much as I used to, and I've just let things go. And I've listened to what you say and let your weapons down and don't
Stop the
argue.
fight.
Yeah, but if I go home, then it's going to be a fight and an argument for the next years and months to come.
But why must there be a fight? You don't need to fight back.
Because you're dealing with somebody that's not willing to work on themselves. Because
But
they
that's
think
on her. That's not up to you.
there's going to be conflict in the house.
Why? Yes, daughter.
When she rolled her eyes at me, I told her like, what are you rolling your eyes at? And then
Nice.
all of a sudden she switched. She's like, oh, I actually watch Jesse sometimes. I like him, this and that. I'm like, that wasn't what you just like said to me. So
Nice.
that was
Will you be sure to tell grandmama how the cow ate the cabbage? But don't be angry at her, right?
No,
don't be angry.
I'm not.
But tell her, and then as soon as your father walks in her, hey, Dad, grandma just rolled her eye when I tell her going to church. And then the dad tells grandma to go home and never come back here again. You got to take care of it because you're dealing with evil. Evil lives in human beings, and evil works through human beings. That's why we all must be born again of love. And unless you're born again of love, you don't have love. That emotion stuff is not love, that's hate. And so this woman is destroying your child. She doesn't care about your child, and she doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about her own daughter, your wife. So you got to stand up. And if your wife get mad and she like arguing, if she argues, don't argue back at all. Don't argue with the devil inside of you, and don't argue with the devil inside of other people. It's just two devils fighting. You don't have to argue back. There has to be no conflict at all. Let her have her own conflict, but don't you take it on.
When my son comes in our bed and hugs me in the middle of the night, and my wife will wake up and seeing that my son is hugging me, and she tells him, and my son comes and tells me he's only 8 years old, tells me, oh, mommy told me why I'm hugging you and not her.
Yeah.
Like, this is like,
And do
these
you
are like
correct
very
the
small
mother in front of
examples.
the son?
What's that?
Do you correct the mother in front of the child?
Oh yeah, I've asked her about it before. She says, "Oh, I was just making a joke, or I was just making." Yeah,
The worst thing that can happen to children, boys and girls, is to be close to your father. God forbid that you look like the father. You're really gonna catch the hell from mama.
Yeah.
But to be close to your father, the mother hated. She hated with a passion, really. And every little chance she gets, she's going to try to turn your children away from you. And it's not her, but it's that spirit that's in her. It's that spirit. And that's why you got to drop your anger so you can be on the right side of the spirit of truth. So you can correct your wife. Don't argue, but correct her. And let the kids see you protecting them by seeing you correcting their mother. And she's going to be like, oh, you disrespecting me. You correcting me in front of the children. And they said, no, I'm revealing evil in front of the children. But don't argue. Don't try to prove anything. So it don't have to be confusing. It doesn't have to be confusion if you're not arguing back. You're protecting your children. And your wife, too, literally. She might not be aware that that's what you're doing, but you're going to protect the women even if they don't like it. That sounds familiar. I'm going to do it for the women even if they don't like it. Doesn't that sound familiar? That's from the Lord. Have you heard that before? I'm going to protect the women even if they don't like it. Oh, you never heard it? Oh, let me get it on tape. You never heard that? Really? Sarah, you heard that before? I'm going to protect the women even if they don't like it. Take the mic. Yeah, whether they like it or not.
No.
You never heard that?
Is that a quote? No.
If you were dating, should your boyfriend protect you rather, even if you don't like it or not, huh?
Yes.
Right on. You listen to my show?
No. I didn't know who you were when I came here today.
You don't know me?
Sorry.
No, I'm playing. I'm just joking. Who brought you here?
Him.
He doesn't have a name?
Jesse.
Oh, Jesse brought you?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about what you're hearing so far?
It's solid.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
I love white people. You can totally disagree and
No, I have no disagreements. I just go to like other church normally, so this is just not that.
Right.
But that's my only.
This is not what?
This is like just not what my like regular church is like.
What's your regular church is like?
Like you open a Bible and you read it and you talk
Right.
about it. Yeah.
Right, and you notice nobody get help.
Get help?
No one is helped when they open and read the Bible at church.
You don't think so?
No, they all go home still angry and mad, and they go home and cry.
That's if they don't
and they gossip.
receive it.
I'm sorry?
I said that's if they don't receive it, but I think
They don't what?
like receive it. Like you can read a book and not hear it or understand it.
So everybody in the Christian community read the Bible and nobody get help because they don't understand it?
I don't think it's nobody. I think some people are changed.
You think so?
I mean, I didn't know you, and I only read the Bible, and we're in line so far.
But you also haven't forgiven your mother.
But I love her. She's
if
great.
you love her, you will forgive her.
Okay, I don't. What am I forgiving? I feel like I have to know what I'm forgiving.
That's
her
why I
for.
want you to pay attention to yourself. I don't want to make up anything for you, but I
Mhm.
want you to look at those little irritation things she does to you. Or how she got to call her every day. If you don't, she wonder, oh, you didn't call me, what's wrong? I'll call you because I want to see what's wrong. Or you got to somehow or another, she won't let you go. You moved out to Florida, she lived in Alabama, and beforehand she hated Florida while you were growing up. I hate Florida, I never want to live in Florida, right? And then you said, well, Mama, I'm moving to Florida. All of a sudden she loved Florida. She won't let you go. Just look at those little things, and when you feel irritation, that's hate. That's anger, right? Forgive her, and God will forgive you. But you need to see it for yourself, not just because I said it.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense, a little sense?
Yeah, she's just not like that, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. But anything you disagree with? Because Jesse going to call me and tell me.
Nothing. I mean, you're not saying anything that's like disagreeable.
So you don't disagree with anything?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you agree with me that women are evil?
I think that we are born evil, yeah.
You think women are born evil?
Do you think that men are not born evil?
No, that's not the question.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying.
Women are people, so yes.
So they're born evil?
Yes, yes.
So you agree that the God above is the man's God and the God below is the woman's God?
God below? What do you mean?
Satan.
Oh,
You ever heard of him?
yeah.
Do you agree with me that Satan is the woman's God?
I mean, God created women.
I'm sorry?
I mean, God created women, right? He
But
created men and women.
Do you agree that Satan is the woman's God until she returned to the Father?
Yeah, in the way that all people, yeah. I think all people become children of Satan if they reject God.
Do you agree with me that Satan is the woman's God and that the hell come through the woman?
I think hell comes through man as well.
How about women?
Yeah.
So you agree with me that the hell comes through the mother and it passed on to the children?
Yeah, when you're born evil. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
When you're born with sin. Yes.
And so do you agree with me that the hell come through the woman, the mother?
Yes, because that's how you're born.
And not through the father, but through the mother?
Sure.
Right on. Right on, Jesse.
But like men can have sin as well and evil as well.
Well, the evil of the man came from the woman, from his mother.
Got it.
Right? So that's why any man that has anger is a woman. You notice how men who are angry, they act just like women? They're emotional. You notice that?
Yeah.
They're emotional, they overreact, they take things personal, they're lonely, they act just like a woman, right?
Yes.
So do you realize that came from the mother? They became like what they hate?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Good pick, Jesse. For a friend.
We are friends.
Yeah. Amazing. Nice. So just when you get home, tell your mother-in-law she got to go. No, it's your job to protect your children and your wife, really. And if you are afraid, it's because you love what's wrong more than you love what's right. You cannot seek first the kingdom of God in his right way, and all will be added. You can only love the truth first, along with nobody else or nothing else. If you don't put that first, you don't love the truth. And if you're afraid to stand up because you love evil more than and don't love the truth. So don't be afraid, just don't argue. You could lay your weapon down. All right?
All right.
All right. And to your daughter, don't be angry. You speak up, but just don't be mad. All right? That way you'll be fine. Yes.
You said I had a comment. I really didn't up until you said that I had a comment.
Nice.
And that's because. Better? There
Yes.
we go. Okay. So I didn't have a comment until you called on my name. And then I realized to kind of bring it back to the whole fear thing. As everybody was talking about the fear thing, I was thinking about how fear doesn't really come to me like that. And I think maybe it's because, well, when I was earlier, I was thinking maybe it's because I don't pay it any mind.
You
but
what?
I don't pay it any mind. I kind of choose to ignore it. But really, when you said that we're literally all shaking all the time.
All the time.
It's so true because when you called my name and you said I have a comment and I didn't, I felt like something kind of come into my body.
Yeah.
And it was just, the strangest thing, but it made me remember, it reminded me about what my fear is like. And for me, it was like everything is all high stakes all the time. And it's really not, but in you saying that we're literally all shaking all the time, it's true because I started shaking and there are literally no stakes, but within me, it's all high stakes all the time for no apparent, obvious reason.
And you want to start paying attention to that.
Yeah.
Don't run away from it. Don't look away from it. You want to look at it.
Yeah.
So you can overcome it.
No, it's very cool to see it when you called on my name. I was like, that pain, that internal thing that came over my body, it was the coolest thing to see that. That's just true. So I'm grateful to see that. But it's just, it's just the high stakes thing that they're not real. It's not real, but
It's not real.
it's just kind of funny.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. I want you all to pay attention this week. Your assignment, you're living in fear all the time. You could be driving your car by yourself, no one's in the car but you, or you could be home and you're not being distracted by anything. You're in fear. You're in fear. The fear tells you what to say, when to say it. The fear makes you smile when you really don't want to smile. It'll make you smile. You walk into the house or walking down the road, somebody smile at you, and you don't want to really smile back, but you do for fear of not smiling back. Because if you don't smile back, then now you're thinking what they're going to think of you. They're going to think I'm mean. Or if I do smile, they're going to think I'm weak. You're living in fear all the time and don't recognize that you're living in fear. If you want to overcome fear, you got to see that you're living in fear. All the time. At work, everywhere, you live in fear. But you're calling it something else. You call it nice. Oh, I'm just being nice. Or you call it mean. I'm being mean. Or you still listen to the devil, and the devil keeping you in fear by covering up himself inside of you and making you think that it's you, but it's really him. You're living in fear all the time. It dictates your whole life. Everything about. Pay attention this week. See how you smile at people at work and you don't like them. You smile anyway. Or you're about to go over to a fellow employee and you want to ask them a question or say something to them, but you tremble. Because right away, if I say it this way, they're not going to like it. Or if I say it that way, then they may overreact. Blah, blah, blah. You live in fear. Fear, and God said, I did not give you a spirit of fear. Fear is evil. Fear is an idea in your mind. You feel it in your emotion, but you're not your emotion and you're not your mind. It's all in here, folks. It's not real. Bring every thought into captivity. And you're so deep into your thought, you don't even know how deep you are. That's why you must die from the imagination. You must die from the ego. You must die from the ego. I was talking to a young man in counseling this week, and young guy in his 20s, muscular guy, he said, he involved, active and things like that, and well known for being a good judo guy, and at the gym, he said, all kind of things. And he was in a country where you could drive down the road really fast, like 130, 100, they don't have no limit in this country, Germany somewhere, I think. And he was driving 130 miles an hour, well known in this town, right? And he was driving 130 miles an hour, and then somebody else was driving that fast, and they came across to his lane. He ran into a tree, and his whole body, half his body, was cut off. Was cut off. And now he want to die. I'm like, no, you don't. It's just your body. You're not your body. But Satan is making him identify with his body. And he got all these reasons. Satan telling him all these reasons why you should take your life. It's Satan lying to you. You are not your body. Stop identifying with anything or anyone, and you can be free. That make sense? So any questions about that? Let me do this. Did this help you today? In what?
Yes.
In what way?
Well, I was more amazed, like, I was not here last week, so I didn't do the assignment, but when I look back, I was shaking in my boots so many times this week. Right?
Yeah. You shaking all day and don't even know it.
Yeah.
Oh, you shaking. You just, as the lesson was saying, you're not paying attention to it. Go ahead.
And because then I heard a lot of people say, I was not really shaking and I had to challenge myself. So I was thinking maybe I'm not doing the silent prayer well enough, or maybe the speed of my life is really intense, or maybe I have more events than other people because I shaked in my boots so many times, and there was so many times I had to have an important conversation and my heartbeat was going up, or I catch myself almost becoming unconscious in the conversation, saying something that kind of derailed the conversation, and I catch myself, why did I say that? And I was like, whoa, this is really not going well. But I think it comes back to, because we talked about this before, and it's such a great reminder, because I feel life is giving you, or God is giving you so many chances to overcome, and those are really the moments to overcome, and that's really how I try to approach life now, is just with that attitude.
Yeah.
Like, there is resistance, but okay, great that there is resistance, because there is something here to overcome. So let's just do it anyway.
The best way and the right way to resist is stop resisting. Pay attention to here. You gotta totally surrender to thoughts and feelings. You gotta shake in your boots. And that's what God is trying to save you from. He's trying to save you from the false self. You're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings, you're not your emotions, you're not your body, you're not what you do, you're not where you live, you're not your past experiences, you're none of those things. He's trying to save you from that, but you have identified with it, calling it you, and you hold on into dear life, because you say, well, if I'm not those things, who am I? What will I be if I'm not those things? You try to be something when you only destroy yourself. Be nothing, meaning identify with nothing or no one. Absolutely. And so you want to see it. You want to see your fears. You want to see them. You want to relax in them, and you want to move on with your life. Let it live it. You got to live in that fear. You got to sleep in that fear. You got to walk in that fear. You got to eat in that fear. You got to love in that fear, which is not love. You got to love, but you got to live with the fear. and do nothing about it, and you will be saved from it.
Yeah, and often you say you can let go of that just like that. And often when you've said it, I said it's not that easy. But then even this week and these past weeks, there's different things that, trigger some kind of battle in my mind about something. And it creates maybe anxiety, or there is like a work conversation or a negotiation about a contract. And it creates all these emotions of, and I feel anxiety today. I'm like, I'll work on it tomorrow because I'm not in that emotional space right now. And I'm like, actually, all is well. Like
all is really well. All is well. But up here you think it's not because you listen to evil and you're calling it you. All really is well, especially for the children of God. Yeah. Those who've truly been born again of the Father by forgiving.
And it's amazing, just like, I was sitting here, just also there was something that's been bothering in the back, and I just felt myself relax into and be like, all is well, and just like, it's fine. And then other than that, what I've been thinking about that's coming back to what we're talking about now, being in a relationship, I see so clearly these between the man and the woman is like the relationship between the father and the daughter and the mother and the son. And I feel how I become the mother to the son and vice versa. And it's just amazing. And I see myself becoming my own mother at times. And I'm like, oh God, what is happening? And it's wild.
All you need to do is see it and do nothing about it. Just see it. Do not change it. Don't reach out to something that makes a change. You just see it, and seeing it is changing it because you're seeing by the light of God. Do not do anything about it.
Yeah.
Don't judge yourself. Don't do anything about it. Just see it.
Yeah, and I think that's what I see so clearly also with when you don't forgive your mother. I can almost see, and again, this could be a lie, but from just what I've seen, it's like I almost see how almost the man in the relationship almost takes the role of the son to the mother.
Yeah.
And he finds pleasure in that because the mother, the woman, takes care of him in all these different ways, and he finds a lot of pleasure in it, but there is still so much resentment, and it almost becomes this boy with the resentment for the mother, and that's where there is so much like push and pull constantly, and vice versa. And yeah, it's so
and
true.
This battle, it goes from generation to generation.
Yeah.
Because no one ever stop and see what's going on so they can overcome it and operate from real love and then change the whole thing.
Yeah, and I thought I forgive my mother, but now when we're talking about it, I still have resentment because there are times where I feel so much, I'm so annoyed.
Yeah.
At times it can be a brief moment, and I also see, because I forgave her on FaceTime because we live in different countries, and I thought I forgave her and there was a peace, but I can see that there's still something there in my heart that has not truly forgiven her.
Right.
So I think I have to forgive her again.
And let this be the last time. Now that you can see clearly that you, hey, because she couldn't help herself either. I'm really sorry for resenting you. I realize now you can't help yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for it. I'm wrong for judging you. Because anyone that has anger is playing God. They're judging, right? And then move on with your life.
Yeah.
Because Satan have you going back 1,000 times, apologizing, and you don't need to.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Last word, way in the back, and then I got to end this. Was this helpful today?
Yeah, there's been a lot that was said today over the past, reflecting over the past couple months. I can see a lot going on for myself.
And are you getting better?
I think so, yeah. But I still, there's just something currently going on that everything that was talked about today, I can see that Satan has me by the mind, but I can also see myself rocking and rolling with him too. And so like listening to everybody and taking this situation that I can see, it's helped a lot today.
And so you're in a situation now, something's happening now, right?
Yeah.
And so you try to work your mind in this situation. Do nothing that the mind tell you about it. Do not, whatever it is telling you, I want you
Yeah.
to really practice disobeying
That's
it.
kind of what I've been doing. I've been doing absolutely nothing for like a month and a half about this.
Yeah.
And now, like, I had a conversation yesterday because I saw a conversation to be had, and which is now causing another conversation to have today, and it's fine. But Satan really has me. It's interesting to see such a part of my ego. It's still very much alive and kicking. It's pretty fascinating, and I think seeing that through this last month and a half has caused me to do nothing because I'm not going to entertain that.
If you really want to die from this ego, you got to live with it. You got to live with it. You got to be aware of it and stay
yeah,
with it.
I am aware of it.
Walk in and
Yeah.
sleep with it, live with it, and don't reach outside for anything to save you from it. And I promise you, it will die. It'll be taken away.
Yeah, I can see that I'm living with it, and I
Yeah.
can see also that I can see when the thought comes in, and I can see when I want to entertain it, and I can see when I want to have somebody fix it. But moreover, I can see that there's like an emotion going on that's being caused by a thought, and so I've done nothing. Because it's a project and it's wrapped up with other people that it isn't about me. Yesterday, I finally saw a conversation to have. But inside of that, I also saw the clarity to make a phone call and ask a question. And then inside of that conversation, just talking about what the project was, I could see. By the time I got the phone, my face was bright red. I was so exhausted. I had to go outside and take a walk and just like there's such a, and I don't feel like I'm well. I don't want to hold on to this part of my ego, but in talking about this said project, man, it is like a devil and an army and like backup.
But I want you to realize in closing here that it's just a project.
And I know I can see that too. That's literally why the last month and a half, I've kind of been like, one way to say it would be I quit, knowing that I'm not quitting, but it's like I'm not entertaining this, and this hard drive can sit in this drawer and rot. Like I'm not touching it. But it's not, fortunately, there's other people involved, so yeah, whatever. It's been interesting to hear everything today.
Well,
because
stay with it.
Yeah, I am.
Okay,
I don't,
stay with it, stay with it. You got the last word. Are you in your head right now?
No, sir.
Oh, good. Is Satan telling you to kill yourself right now?
No, sir.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if he's telling you that, and you think you might do it, don't do it in this building. Because I can't live around ghosts. No, I'm playing. But watch those. Was this helpful today?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Start doing the silent prayer. Don't believe those thoughts. You'll be fine. Forgive your parents. All
Step
right?
one.
Right on. Here's what I'm telling y'all the truth and nothing but the truth. You can be free right now if you wanted to. You can never know another pain in your whole life if you want it. But you got to stay present. You got to stay out of your thoughts. All thoughts are lying to you. They're lying to you. The preacher tell you, come down to the front of the church and accept Jesus. And then you go down there crying and looking silly. You believe Jesus born again? Oh, let me see. You believe Jesus rose from the cross and died, or something like that. And you go, yeah. Oh, praise the Lord, you're saved. And you feel all good. Everybody in church laughing. And you feel all good. And you're saved. I'm saved. You call up Aunt Nellie. And you tell Aunt Nellie, I got saved today. And she's like, praise the Lord. And as soon as you hang up the phone with Aunt Nellie, you go in the room and cry. You're still lost. You're still sad. You still have fear. You're still lonely. You're still miserable. You're still the same. Ain't nothing changed. Because that thrill you got from that emotion of accepting Jesus was just a thrill. Did nothing happen. It was just a thrill. But you can be born again. You got to see that your heart is evil. Anyone that has anger is evil. Anyone that has anger is a murderer. And God said never to trust an angry person. Because you're evil. Go and accept that you're evil. It's hard for people to say to themselves, oh, I'm evil. But you are. That's why you must be born again of love. See that you're evil. Go and forgive your parents, because it started with the parents. There doesn't mean other things that happen along the way. Forgive your mothers. Forgive your fathers. God will forgive you, and you can be free. He will change that old nature, and you'll be free. Right here on earth, you have perfect peace. So watch the anger. Watch how much fear you're living in. Watch it this week. Just watch it. You're living in fear. Everything you do is fear. Your fakeness is fear. Pretending you're nice is fear. You ain't nice. You ain't nice. You put on an act. It's a thrill. So just watch it, though. Don't call it you, and you'll be fine, all right? So I didn't get to the biblical question, do you understand yourself? We'll deal with that on the radio show tomorrow. But the brand new biblical question is, why do you pay attention to yourself? That's the brand new biblical question. Why do you pay attention to yourself? Why do you pay attention to yourself?
I pay attention to myself because I'm trying to overcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's either it's either unconscious, self-conscious, or it's conscious, and I'm trying to overcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah, why you pay attention to yourself? I love Sarah. Smile, Sarah.
I'm so sorry.
Why do you pay attention to yourself?
Is like opposed to others, or just like why do I pay attention to myself?
Did you go to college?
Yeah.
Why do you pay attention to yourself?
Because like I'm my own person. I can think and assess my own self. I can't really assess or think about what someone else is thinking or doing. So all I can do is pay attention to myself, I guess. Does that make sense?
I understand it.
Okay.
And it made no sense.
Okay, got it.
No,
Thank you.
But listen, I'm over. The meeting is over. I want you to know, and I'm telling you the truth, you have been bought and paid for. There's no reason for you to have fear or afraid or lonely or lost or anything. It's all in the mind. It's all in here. And all of your troubles are in here. They're not out there. Now, there are people out there who try to cause you trouble because they're troubled and they love evil, right? But all of your troubles are right in here. It's nowhere but here. So look at yourself. Know thyself, and you shall be free. You will be free. Stay with it. Whomever else fall away from it, don't let them talk you out of it. You stay with it, all right? Do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com/prayer, and watch. Stay present. God, the kingdom of heaven is right here, right now, all the time. Work on you. You'll be fine, all right? Any announcement? Announcement, Hake? Nick, anybody? No announcement? Okay. I'm out of time. Bye. Thank y'all. All right, we're going to do...